Welcome back to the Trans-Tasman Challenge from Auckland, New Zealand. I'm Shan Abbasi, joined by Scott Chaput, and we are getting ready for the next round, round 20 here with
Round 20,
Anderina
yep.
McLean versus Victor Tung. So what do we know about these players, Scott?
I've played Andrea more times than I can count, that's for sure. And Andrea and I have, in our games, have been quite often either she's blown me out or we've had tight tussles, and not often me getting the big advantage of her. She likes to play really pretty words. I mentioned yesterday or the day before that she played Portico against me, which is a typical kind of word that she plays. And I think it was the last game we played, one of her thrashings, she played ogreisms against me.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
yes. Now, Victor, I played twice in the Trans-Tasman in 2018, and I think in both times he beat me. I think one was a thorough beating, the other one was a closer game, but I honestly don't matter. And it looks like Victor's going to open with a bingo. He has EEWRBS, and he quickly slaps down Brewers.
Wow. That's really interesting. And unfortunately, I don't think that Anderina has a comeback bingo, although she's something close to Majolica, but it doesn't seem to be able to play.
Yep.
But wow, that's just a gift of a seven-letter rack. You get a natural bingo that almost writes itself. Like it's not one that's going to be too difficult for most players
No.
to find. Wow. So this is putting Andrina in a position, but she does have the blank, so I don't think that this means anything in terms of being able to run away.
No.
She'll be able to score some points and then
Yeah.
strike again.
Yeah. So Anderina has MAJOCA and the blank.
She does go with major,
Yeah.
which seems like a pretty straightforward play. Yeah, there's other
Yeah.
things to maybe consider, but for the most part, this is the way to balance the rack and score some points, and that's exactly what she needs to do. I might have taken
Yeah.
another second myself just because I would
Yeah.
be trying to make sure that I didn't forget
You see.
any bonuses, but I think she's made the right choice by far.
So Victor's rack is, oh boy, he's playing quick. UUNNETY, and he quickly just slaps down Bunny off the B from Brewers. So
Yeah,
the
that seems like
board's,
a pretty
yeah.
clear standout play. I mean, I wonder if there were any other options, but the Y, U, and N are the three letters you want to unload. So he's dealt with his priority, and that seems to be
Uh,
fine.
yeah, then I wouldn't have any problem with Bunny. And then
Oh boy,
so
these racks are getting really interesting. So now
yes, oh my gosh,
Andrina's drawn the second blank, and she's going to look for one of several bingos that are available. But with two blanks, it's going to be a little harder to find and to go through all these possibilities and visualize those possible letters.
yeah,
While on the other rack,
yeah,
Victor is
yeah,
drawn into quartile minus the I, so he's also going to spend some time thinking what that
yeah.
produces.
So
And so I
Anderina's looking at AACNU blank blank. So it's one of those two blanks can make it really hard because it's just a lot of processing power.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind is the band Lacuna Coil.
Uh,
So
uh,
lacunas, cannulas, one of them. But in this case, she's not really looking for sevens; she's looking for eights.
yeah,
So that's also going to be a big thing. So looking through the M, looking
and
through the E, trying to
she's
maybe see if we can bingo from to the E in the center line.
she set up the one that I think I would have found, which is Canula or Canula E from the top triple down, putting one of the N's on the double letter CANNULAE with a blank as an N and an L.
It
And,
seems likely that that's
yeah,
what she'll end up playing after a little bit
yeah.
of reflection. Yeah.
So you
Uh,
can't fault her.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is going to be one where, with those blanks gone early and some big
yeah,
scores that have opened up the board and spaced out the board, and it's going to be a very It's going to be a real battle here.
There it is. She's making the blank declaration. That should be 77 quick points. And she'll lead by 5 after that.
Okay, so this throws it back to Victor, who has QUALRET on his rack. He's got a number of short words I can play. He's double checking cannulae.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
okay.
so she's going to get the extra 5 for that.
Yeah.
Flex in a little word knowledge. Nice. Okay. When it gets back to Victor, any thoughts on what he may do?
Quartile would have been really nice. Um, doesn't play. There's no eyes.
I wonder maybe he
Maybe.
might do SUQ and just
Uh,
take 32 points and keep some really nice letters since the board is so open and there's a C in the
I was
lane.
thinking maybe Qualm to the M in major.
Also good, really good find. That's 52 points.
Uh,
That was, even stronger from the standpoint that, Q in the triple lane is not so bad after
uh,
you see, two U's are already on the board and you're putting a third U on the board. And meanwhile, you're going to score well.
uh,
So yeah, if you
and
spot
a,
Quam, that's
and a leave
definitely,
of ERT is pretty darn good.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
as you
So I,
said, the board is still pretty wide open. So, and leave of ERT on this would be really good.
with the silent L and Quam, I mean, I don't know, he seems to line it up now. And I think after looking at that for a second, he'll probably go, yeah, that looks like it's got to be the thing. But yeah, I mean,
Interesting is only an I was the only possible bonus for him with that rack.
yeah.
Quartile and requital or requital.
Hmm. Well, Qua, looking at Qua or Souk, these are things that
Yeah,
might like you might just be
yeah,
looking at what else is he missing or not thinking of, and it takes a little time to go through
yeah.
that.
I
But
think for me, Qualm would have come pretty quickly, keeping the board pretty open. I wouldn't, as you said, reply plays from the queue aren't that common.
it's possible he didn't see it. I mean, he did line
Yeah,
it line up the letters, but it is kind of when you're pronouncing it
yeah,
like quail, you might not think of
yeah,
quam in the same way. So, but I would imagine that was
yeah.
him. Oh, he's going with qua after
He's
all.
going.
Okay, all right. If he was going to just play the
Yeah,
QU, then I would have
yeah,
preferred Spook, just because I think the C and the
yeah.
A, there's a few more lanes there that are possible. Although,
He made
S
like
is also very good with these letters, so
yes, the S and
see
the
if that
R
pays off.
he might want. So he kept later. So Anderina has DDKLOOT, which not the greatest words on this board.
Well, she could do something maybe with quad. I
Uh,
wonder if she can play something down from quad. Um, just take a look at what's
uh,
available for her little fours here. Yeah, like, oh, she's going with
Tote.
poked.
That's
Okay.
nice. 30, 30, 31 points. Just making it a bit harder to play through the U and the. Now the word would have to start with the U if he was going to use that.
And Battlers
Uh,
comes down real fast.
Golly
Real
gee,
fast.
I didn't even have time to see what his rack was.
It was Battler natural, so it was a word that again writes itself a little bit, but um, Battlers and
Yeah,
Brewers being
yeah,
the here actually it has anagrams for Battlers,
yeah.
Blatters and Battles. So not necessarily an auto play, but I feel like
No,
the perhaps the positioning of the TTL together is
yeah,
stronger there just for the sake of making the board difficult.
it's harder to parallel that way. And probably saw it right away. Thought, well, I've spent all that time on my QUA play, so I might as well take something down. So
Yeah.
Anderina
So
has GADLOOE on her rack.
yeah, so she's probably going to be looking at the top right corner at first. That's the logical place to take a look to see if you have a
Yeah,
six-letter word.
something like Boodle. Though actually, through the C and the B, there's actually a really It would be the type of word she would play.
You almost gave it away there, but yeah, like
Yes, I probably did give it away.
that's a fantastic play if you see that. I mean,
Yeah, that's
that
high
would be
style points for that one.
it would be the whole kitten blank. That's how it
Yeah,
would be, right? Yeah, I mean that's a gorgeous little play, and I think one of the things that might work in her favor to find it is the fact that other options that like vertical
yeah,
overlaps on battler are not great. So then
yeah,
when you look at the whole board, you go, wait a minute, that I got to play over there. The top left corner does have some options, but unless she
yeah,
plays there, I think there's a good chance she's going to be looking hard in the top right corner, and she may find this.
yeah.
Although
No,
it is a difficult
it's
one.
it's
If you
not
see
an easy
Boodle,
one to find, and you
if you
have
see
to know.
Boodle first, then yeah, that'll might help.
Yeah,
But
and I saw Boodle first, and then I saw, well, what? Oh, I saw the A in there.
she's looking at logo, maybe logo and Ohm.
Yeah,
Um, and that would be a good for her lead,
yeah,
but definitely a big point sacrifice over any of the options in the triple.
yeah.
She's given the second thought. She's got dog.
And you got,
Okay,
there's quite a few from the sixes from the B, and those would pretty much all be your better choices. But
but
I
it
think
is
she's gonna.
logo that she's chosen.
Yeah.
So we don't see Caboodle, which was
Mm,
the standout, but I think a logo. She's probably also
yeah.
thinking, hey, I'm holding an A. I'm putting a G next to the double word score. I should be able to overlap that again and be able to score well my next
Yeah.
turn and have some options and keeping good leaves. So definitely, like aside from Caboodle, which was kind of a would have
Yeah.
lucky-ish find, this is a really
Yeah.
solid choice.
Yeah. So Victor has WOLLZEN or ZEN. Um,
Blouse is the word coming to my mind in the top right corner.
blouse.
Big
I
score.
first saw bellow up off the B as well, but blouse would be better. And
And he does
it
this
looks like,
fellow. Okay.
yeah, here comes bellow.
Well, that's fine. I mean, they can still
Yeah.
score again with and
Blouse was
look at
63.
look at look at
Uh, that's
below.
that's a 27 point sacrifice from blouse to bellow. That's probably more than I would be willing
Yeah,
to make.
I don't know if that was intentional, but I think that most likely it's just Bello just jumped out and seemed felt right.
Yeah.
Um, they're both playing pretty quick. I mean, look, we've gotten to several turns here, well, turned over a lot
Yeah.
of tiles, and
Yeah.
nobody's too deep in their clock here.
So Anderina has ant head set up on her rack, ANTHEAD, which I know biologically speaking they exist, but I don't think it exists in our lexicon.
Yeah, she's looking at hand.
Yeah.
She might even consider had or da over logo. Um,
Yeah.
I would probably choose to keep the ends, and several ends have been played. But I
Yeah.
think that's the spot on the board where she's most likely to end up playing
Yeah.
options.
And she's down by 71. She's very lucky that would have been be 100 if he had played blouse. So she missed dodged a bullet there, but yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, in Scrabble, we never really know how many bullets were headed our way. The ones that didn't
No,
hit us. Oh,
she
she
plays
chooses doll, which is a
doll.
really interesting choice. Um, so that's 24 points. I think it's a little
Yeah,
surprising that she wouldn't go for a vertical play. Maybe
and
she wants the board to be more open, and she feels that this will create a D line over there. But I don't know.
opens
I think
opens up
I would have
two
taken points.
lanes on there, but
Okay. Well,
yeah,
that's the choice that's made, and it's back to Victor
yeah,
very quickly. He's rack. Oh, he finds this. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, that's an H. Okay, yeah, so
it's an
he's finding Heisen. Sorry, I misread
yeah,
it. So I was thinking
so,
of how zone
yeah,
time through an M is a word, and
and there
there's
was one
also
available.
there was a word.
An M. Yes, no, there's an N. So Victor had IZENOTE, and he quickly drops down Heisen.
Yeah.
he certainly is playing quick, living up to his reputation.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have played
Uh,
instead of Heisen. I mean, actually, it looks like pretty solid. It doesn't seem like there was a really obvious scoring spot on the board. I might have said just to play shorter, but he's Heisen opens some dangerous spots.
yes.
So what can Anderina do to capitalize from that E? She wants to land
Uh,
her Y
uh,
there. I'm thinking like Yenta.
yeah. So Andrina has EANGTYS. So originally she had angsty sit up on her rack, which
Hmm,
you might feel after this, after a couple of plays that Victor's had. But
yeah.
Yenta I'd be happy with keeping it GS. Not necessarily my favorite leave, but it wouldn't be horrendous.
Well, I mean, when you score enough points, you just take what you leave. But
Yeah.
she looks like she's going with Tangy after all.
Mm,
This is 35.
I think it's 35.
Yeah.
Yenta would have been 47.
Yeah.
So the
Better leave, but a bit
yep.
of a significant point sacrifice. But the game keeps moving. They're both players are playing really quick. I think the speed of
Yeah.
this game is a big factor in
No.
uh, how this is
Yeah.
playing out because they have some choices to be made, but
Yeah.
they're not belaboring those choices.
All right. So
Um,
from our perspective, Victor slowed down a bit and allows us time to catch up. And actually, his rank is AEEIOST. So I can take a
Yeah,
deep breath and catch up.
he realized quickly that he had Tyreos minus the R, but there's
Yeah.
no R to be used. So, and now he's going to have to unload a couple of vowels and hope to position himself well for the following turn. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like OE being played just to create some a new spot
Yep.
and keep the board looking in his favor while he hopefully draws some consonants to hit a bingo. Maybe off of Bunny.
Yeah. Well, we if he wants points, he could play uses A, which looks like he might be setting up and play Zag for 26.
Hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he can be able to
No.
put another letter with it anyhow.
No. I don't think there would be. But I think OE is fine. It does kind of clog up the bottom of the board for playing across. But you still have the L, two L's, O, and the W up at the top there. So the board's there's still places, but OE would score 13. You can keep it moving. You can play
Oh,
Toia.
that's interesting. So he keeps a better leave by using three vowels, but it's a little bit, I feel like maybe an over preference for leave when he could have taken maybe 5 or 6 more points somewhere else with two tile play. But it seems like that is still okay, and he's going to put himself in a
Yeah,
strong position for the following
yeah,
turn.
yeah.
But unfortunately, Anderina is riddled with vowels.
Triple I, double E, F S.
Well, she is not yet finie in this game,
No,
but that would be a good solid play to dump FINI and really clean up the rack.
15. Would you take the 15th through the first ended bunny or 14th through the second end?
I would use the triple letter. Oh, she's going up top with 5.
Phi.
Okay, she's going to keep the double E's for more points. Okay, that's also defensible. I think she's hoping to draw well, and here Stingier comes down
Yeah,
for Victor real fast. Yeah. Okay. This is
yeah.
now starting to look a little bit hard for Anderina to resolve here because now she's
Yes.
gotten worse letters and the margin has gotten quite substantial.
Yeah. So Andorina has AEIIOSS.
Yeah, so Phi, which she chose the
Uh,
previous turn, she did take a few more points, but it does not take an S, which means that that play up
uh,
top, it's
uh,
not really doing her any favors.
no.
One thing that she's going to have to think about is if she's got to look at the score and say, okay, I'm down by almost 100,
Uh,
and I really need a
uh,
bingo. So, how much risk am I willing to take? And how soon do I need to take
uh,
that risk? So if she just plays off two vowels,
uh,
hopes that
uh,
she just gets the perfect draw. That might be one approach.
yep.
She could
If
do IO in the corner, perhaps over under bellow.
uh,
That would be 13 points, and she'd be really banking on getting
uh,
a good thing. The problem is our S's don't hook anywhere, so she'd really
no.
be having to get a very fortunate draw to maybe play an under or over stingier.
If
Um,
she had played Phi off the Y and Bunny, she would have scored more and blocked his bingo and changed the whole dimension of the board.
Yeah, but she may have been thinking to
Yeah,
keep the ends open for bingos herself. I
yeah,
remember her rationale, but yeah, the leave of
uh,
IIES probably wasn't
yeah,
close enough anyway for being in a more bingo open kind of
yeah.
approach. Now she's
Um,
desperate for a bingo, so she'll have to take some risk here. I wonder if she'll play something though that can open up her some bingo lanes. She does have
well,
oh, she's going with IO
evil
after all. Yeah.
evil Budgie suggested Wifey when she played Phi, which also would have blocked his bingo. She played in the middle W, and now he said Ariosi through the R and Singer, if you know it, is a quick play. That would have
Mm.
scrubbed her rack and given her lots of letters to play through. So Victor
And
has Hive and Phi, and he just quickly plays Shive.
she's just drawn into a bingo with Massier and she's got it lined up. So her gamble with IO has paid off. Um, and it's going to get her back within fighting range. Players with lots of time on their clock. She's checking
Yeah,
out some of the tracking. I don't think that we're going to see anything too surprising here.
no.
Um, Massier should come down on top of Stingier in a moment.
Masters also has an anagram as well. So those of you who want to try and find it, we can tell you about it later. Masters fine choice, 67 points. I wonder if she just doesn't know it.
Yeah, I mean, she had it lined up, and she seemed to have written something on her pad, so maybe she wondered about it. I think that if I were sitting in the chair, I would have probably played it by now because of the fact that I don't want to leave. I would like to have more time for my end game, but it really depends on the player, like how much time they feel they need to have in the end game, how quickly they might move on something like that. Uh,
Yeah.
what's the anagram that
Sarmies. Armies with an S
Sarnes?
in front of it.
Okay, that's one that does not play.
No.
Okay,
Uh,
so yeah, in that case, maybe it's just a matter of finding Massier and knowing it's solid to
yeah.
proceed.
Now, Victor, if I was Victor, I would probably be lining up fades and making fife.
Yeah, so I mean, the R through stingier looks like, a place where you might complement some of these letters, but at the same time, you don't really want to make the board more bingo optimal. So definitely what you're suggesting might be the way to go. That said, with knowing that knowing that this only takes phi only takes an F and an
Yeah,
R. If you know that fact, then you might think, well, you know
yeah.
what? I could afford to wait a turn and see if I can hit that spot harder with a five-letter word. Um, she's
There it
playing that
comes.
too. Okay, good, good.
Good, good.
So this will bring her right back into the mix. Oh wait, does this produce aerified?
Oh, yeah, quite. AE, no, no, two. Oh no,
Should fit.
AU, you're right, it would.
Okay, well, if he spots that,
So Aerified would probably seal the
yeah,
deal.
looks like he's. Oh wait, oh I thought I saw it for a second, but not quite. If that doesn't seal the deal, then Anderina's rack might seal the deal,
Yeah,
as he has hogged most of the vowels, so
yes.
left her in a very precarious
So
situation to try to
there
come back.
actually are no fives that play making fife or
Right.
fief. So I mean, Aerified screams play me. Anderina has a dreadful pickup. So
To be
Victor
fair,
Victor
there wasn't very much that she could have picked up that would have made it
no.
viable for her.
So Victor has AEEIIFD, and as Shan pointed out, he can play Aerified through the Iron Massier, and it would pretty much end the game here and now. Anderina has CPP and TVX. There are only two vowels unseen from her, so there's two vowels in the bag. So she's not looking so flash. Victor's got 14:45 left, and Anderina has 9 minutes 20 left. She's checking the bag, getting a count. Looks like Victor is checking off his tracking. Now, for those of you in New Zealand, I'm gonna count to five, and when I get down to one, turn away or mute for about 10 seconds while I tell the score of the rugby match. So if you want to know, so five, four, three, two, one. France has defeated New Zealand 30-29. So the no wins in France for quite a while
Ouch.
now for the All Blacks. So
Ouch.
dang it.
That's a painful loss.
Yes.
Speaking of close to victory, um, there are 12 games per round. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it seems that New Zealand, if they were to run the table in this round, it could actually clinch the victory here in this 20th round. Um,
Yeah.
so that being said,
Yeah.
we've
So
got a great we've got a great lineup of
yeah.
games left to be played.
Yeah. So after 19 rounds, New Zealand leads 133-95, and the magic number is 145 wins. So yep,
Well, we know at least that
this this is not one
Victor
of
is
them.
Victor's yeah Victor's going to take this one and keep the fight alive. He does play five.
Yeah.
He chooses to play it off of Arf, just to maybe make the lane there. I'm
Mm,
not exactly sure if he was motivated still by the possibility of bonuses coming down, but he's played five. And now it's back to Anderina, who's really not going to be able to do very much. He could play Vexed, score some points, and
yeah.
accept the fact that this game is well out of reach. There's only one tile in the bag,
Yeah.
so no fishing anything.
Uh, yes, I would say Vex is probably her only real choice. Emptying the bag at this point is not a concern.
Yeah, and not really much reason to fuss over it. So this pulls it back to Victor, who's
Yeah,
was lined up radio, which would play off of Phi.
we
And
have
it'll be
former world champion Craig Beavers in the chat, and he suggested fishing the A off in Zag would give a bonus. This is with the C, D, and or the R if he had pulled one of them.
yeah, instead of Phi.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and those words were
Yeah.
edifice, deified, and deified. Great observations.
That's why he's a world champion. We're not. Oh,
Oh, there comes the Zig play.
there goes
Wow.
Zig finally.
I guess just for fun, or is it the idea that there's anything? Oh, there's nothing to draw, right? Okay, there's nothing to draw, so um, no radio. Just go with
Yeah,
Zig. All right.
yeah. Take points. Finish the game. Since this is a team event, individual spread doesn't matter a whole lot.
For Andrina, she
Yeah,
doesn't have
yeah.
vowels. That the vowels on the board are not too helpful for her.
No, they're
So
quite blocked. Maybe something like paid or Cade up through Toya and Phi up at the top.
yeah, you can put a letter there.
PA coming down. PAID, CAID.
I don't see how.
I'm not thinking out in two in any way. I'm just thinking about where she can actually play something or spend to the Feign and
Yeah, spend would be good. That's what she might be looking at.
yeah. So in this game, once Stinger came down, it really was all over when Andrina had a rack full of vowels. And then a quick shive. Massier got her closer, but the quick play of Victor may have thrown her a little bit, but probably not that much.
So Lewis
Yeah,
um, mentions in the chat that Victor has the ability to play
yeah,
off tiles one by
yeah,
one, while she has a lot of consonants. So that's probably why he played Zig, and maybe he's seeing that he can play Ox next or something along those lines, and keep
yeah. Oh, I
he
see.
spread it, the spread.
Oh, I see why I got it wrong. I'm looking at my quack and I put Toya in the wrong line. That's what the problem is. That would have helped if I'd done that right.
Okay, so this actually
Yeah,
makes that spot even more potent, as he can now play Pox
yeah,
or Poxed rather, if he wants to use the ED. I might actually use it, considering that he may not get so many turns unless he's seen Redua, which is actually outplay now. Um, but yes, her P and C are going to
yeah.
be really annoying here as you look. So where does it play? Well, there's WOP in the corner. Um,
Uh, I wonder if XED first, then Poxed would have scored slightly better.
Perhaps, yeah.
But at this point, you're not too worried. Um, yes. What does one do? No,
It's
this
actually
is
looking like that WOP is the only play.
yeah.
Is that correct?
It looks like it might be.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's confirmed.
that's the only one. She's going to be C stuck. And I wonder if Victor knows that.
So in this game, it's mostly commentary,
Uh,
and this
yeah,
tournament, I mean, wins are more paramount, far more paramount than even in an individual tournament as a team event. So this may not mean very much, but it's a great learning opportunity for
uh,
how
uh,
to eke out more points as your opponent has limited or no play options. In this case, you can play the P, but then she'll
uh,
be C stuck, and
uh,
after that, Victor can simply keep
and
scoring as many points, and it'll look like this game was a lot more lopsided than
uh,
it in fact was.
yeah,
See, now he's just looking at one letter. It looks like he's thinking about dumping an A for Wame, W-A-M-E.
Amy, which is another name for your stomach.
Oh, I am getting hungry.
I learned that
Thanks for the reminder.
after the great New Zealand player Jeff Grant told me that Wameful is like a belly full of food.
Okay, very good.
So there's no need to turn the board, and Anderina just be passing. Oh,
Oh,
she's
she's
actually
double checking.
she's thinking.
Is there anything I missed? Do the little dance of looking
Uh,
around all the edges of every tile to see if any of them,
uh,
those open spots, produce anything. And after that, she'll have to pass.
yeah. In the chat, we've got Evil Budgie Craig Beavers saying that he was spread does count from time to time in a team event. They were in a team event. It was seven by 18 games, 7 feet by 18 games, and it was just decided by 2 points on spread.
Oh boy.
Yes, that would have been
That's probably where everybody in
outrageous.
thought about all the moments where they didn't really even care about the 2 points and thought that it wouldn't matter. And
Yeah,
realized maybe you should just declare that kind of an event a tie anyway, just on principle.
yeah,
That's way too close to feel good
yes.
about.
The Can-Am was never that close, was it?
Uh, I've played in a couple Can-Ams and we were always the underdogs and I think we won when I played, but I don't think no, I think we managed to win by a couple of wins at least.
Yeah. So Victor plays one of the optimal moves, GU, making UY. Anderina will, of course, pass again.
Sorry, you said that he's going to play GUY
Yeah,
now?
yep, which he already has under
Yep,
Stingier.
yep.
And now the optimal play is Fire, closing off the FIE.
Well, WOP blocked that, right? So,
Yeah. Oh, that's straight. I've got mine misplaced. That's right. Damn
yeah,
it.
so now he's going to just look around for where else is that art? He's got another place he's got
That
air.
doesn't. That doesn't fit.
I think air might be the
Gur.
one.
GUR.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's crossed the 500 threshold, so that's
Which is
all the more
always
reason
pleasing.
to enjoy this
Yeah.
bleeding out your opponent after they've
Yep.
suffered enough. All right.
So Victor takes it 5-10 to 372. Anderina's early bonus of Canulai was actually very pretty and got a 5 point challenge and brought her back into the lead after Victor had started with Brewers. So it was back and forth early on, but then it just slowly slipped away. So there's still a few more games going on elsewhere in the room. So these two, because they played quite quickly, we're gonna take a short break, and we'll come back to you in a little bit.
Under that. Under that. Wrist. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so
No. You go and have a rest. Have a cup of tea.
do I need to talk to someone or no?
No. You're all good.
Okay, cool. Good. Straight talking.
Go and have a cup of tea.
Thanks, I was just lucky.